You've heard it a million times, right? It's probably the most famous three-word mantra for success out there. It gets thrown around by coaches, personal trainers, and motivational speakers.
Yep, no pain, no gain. We see it plastered on gym walls, it's all over social media, and we just kind of accept it as gospel, the simple secret to getting ahead. But hang on a second. What if that simple advice, when we take it literally, is, well, not just wrong, but actually dangerous? What if it's the very thing holding you back from real progress?
So, what's the deal here? Is this phrase the key that unlocks our true potential? Or is it just a toxic recipe for injury, burnout, and quitting? You know what? Let's dig in and find out the truth hiding behind the cliché.
To really get to the bottom of this, we've got to go back to basics. We need to understand how growth actually works on a fundamental biological level. We're talking physically, mentally, all of it. And it all starts with completely reframing how we think about that word, pain.
Here's the big idea. Let's just ditch the word pain for a minute and swap it with something way more accurate: productive discomfort. Now, this isn't about suffering or getting hurt. No way. It's that very specific feeling you get when you're operating right at the edge of your abilities, pushing just a little past what you thought you could do. That feeling right there is the magic trigger for all growth.
And that trigger kicks off this universal three-step cycle that governs all progress. It's pretty simple. First, you apply stress. You introduce a challenge. Then, step 2, you have to recover. And it's only after that recovery that the third step, adaptation, can happen. That's when your body or your mind actually gets stronger. You need all three. You can't skip a step.
And this principle applies to everything. Seriously, think about working out. Lifting a weight that's challenging for you creates these tiny micro tears in your muscle fibers. The soreness you feel the next day, that's the pain. But here's the cool part. As your body repairs those tears, it rebuilds the muscle a little bit stronger than before. Now check this out. The exact same thing happens in your brain. When you're learning a new, difficult skill, it can feel so frustrating, right? That mental fatigue is the brain's version of muscle soreness. Pushing through it and then resting is literally building and strengthening new connections in your brain. Same cycle, different playground.
So, it's simple then, right? If a little discomfort is good, then a lot of discomfort must be way better. Just push harder. Well, no. And this is probably the most dangerous way people misunderstand this whole idea. The real skill isn't just pushing hard. It's learning how to tell the difference between the right kind of stress and the wrong kind.
This is so important. The goal is not to maximize how much pain you can endure. Not at all. The goal is to trigger that adaptation to get stronger. The moment you push past that sweet spot of productive discomfort and into genuine, harmful pain, you're not speeding up growth, you're just causing damage.
Let's get really clear on this. Let's call it smart pain versus stupid pain. Smart pain is that productive discomfort. It's the burn in your muscles on that last tough rep. It's that brain-fried feeling after a few hours of deep, focused work. That's a signal that growth is happening. Stupid pain, on the other hand, that's a different beast entirely. It's a sharp, stabbing feeling in a joint. It's the crushing weight of burnout from chronic overwork and no sleep. That is not a signal of growth. It's a flashing red warning light that you're about to get hurt. And that leads us to the most ignored, most underrated part of this whole equation: recovery. We've been taught that rest is lazy, that sleep is a waste of time. That's just completely wrong. Recovery isn't optional. It's the non-negotiable phase where the growth actually happens. Your body and mind do all that rebuilding and strengthening during rest. So let me be clear. No recovery means no gain. Period.
Okay, so we've busted the old broken myth. What do we replace it with? Let's lay out a new framework, a smarter set of rules for real, sustainable growth that actually works.
Rule number 1 is all about your mindset. You're not chasing pain anymore. Forget that. Your new job is to become a hunter of productive discomfort. Actively seek out the challenges that stretch you, the ones that live just outside your current comfort zone. That's the new target.
All right, rule number 2, and this can be a tough pill to swallow. Growth and comfort cannot live in the same house. It's one or the other. So if you're always comfortable, I hate to break it to you, but you're not growing. You're stagnating. Take an honest look at your life, your job, your workouts, your skills. Where have things gotten a little too easy, a little too comfortable? Found it? Good. That's your next opportunity for growth.
Rule number 3 is about becoming a better listener. Your body and your mind are sending you signals all day, every day. You have to learn to tune in and actually hear them.
Developing the wisdom to know the difference between this is hard but I'm growing and uh-oh, this is causing damage is a skill you have to practice. Pushing through muscle burn is smart. Ignoring a sharp pain or crushing anxiety is not.
And finally, rule number 4. And honestly, this might be the most powerful one of all. You have to choose your discomfort. See, life is going to have discomfort one way or another. There's just no getting around it. So you get a choice. You can either choose the productive discomfort of discipline, of effort, of growth now, or you'll eventually be forced to face the destructive pain of regret, of stagnation, of unfulfilled potential later. The choice is always yours to make.
So the real question becomes, what are you going to do with this? This week, what is the one step you're going to take into that zone of productive discomfort? Will you finally sign up for that challenging class? Will you have that difficult conversation you've been avoiding? Will you push for just one more rep at the gym? What discomfort will you choose? Because that is exactly where your real gain is waiting.